All right. Good evening, the many broadcasters within the TBC community. And it hasn't been finished to the broadcasters meeting, and it hasn't also been so long after we just finished the send button meeting. So, um, broadcaster within the community, I want to share with my audience a few things that are coming into the TBC community in a short while from now. Now, if we look at my topic, my topic says we are almost ready for mass adoption. That's my topic in summary. And all that needs to be done has almost been completed. So, for the next few minutes, I'll be here for the next, let's say, 15, 20 minutes. And I would want to advise and I want to admonish as many that will care to listen to please take the necessary precautions. Okay? Now, before I would continue, I would want to suggest that you please like my video and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, possibly you stumbled into my channel, this is your first time, I would appreciate it if you can like my channel, subscribe, and then please click on the bell button so that anytime I'm live, you would get the notification on your phone or on your laptop. Okay? Now, my topic today is very critical. We are almost ready for mass adoption. Before I would want to begin, I would want to say TBC is a movement of global awakening of the masses, of the 99% of the world who are ignorant or um, um, kind of mentally enslaved. Because gone are the days of slave trade. We are no more in a slave trade era, but still we are slaves in a way. And then TBC is the alternative to this way. That is an alternative to being enslaved, which is our freedom. It's a movement, it's a journey, and it has to take some time before TBC would actually raise the global population out of poverty. Now, we are still very tender in our numbers. We are about 3,500,000. And I want to say that's a reasonable milestone. In your opinion, you may think it's not so reasonable, but it is. And I'm going to share with us today why I said that we are almost ready for mass adoption. And I would want you to please pay good attention to every information I'm going to pass across because they are going to matter. If you are going to succeed as a TBCian, there are two categories within the TBC community. It's either you're a TBCian or you are a Kringler. So please, I would crave your indulgence. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I pass on this information. Do not take it lightly, take it seriously, and so help you God. The first thing I want you to understand, the administration fee is critical. For your survival within the TBC community, your administration fee is key. Now, you may be a TBCian, and I am talking particularly to the TBCians. Now, for the Kringlers, if you are a Kringler, I think the opportunity for you to have at least one TBC is there. Okay? Now, by the time I'm through with my broadcast, I'm going to address the questions that have been asked by my audience. Okay? Now, I would appreciate it if you do not become a naysayer in my broadcast. I would want you to ask as much reasonable questions as possible. Do not be critical minded, do not be negative, opinionated. Be positive minded and let's rub minds. I'm actually here to pass on the mind of the administration to the global community. I am not here to speak my mind. I am here to make you understand what will be coming. So if you have questions, Drop it after my broadcast, I would address it. Okay, back to the question or back to the statement I was making. I said the administration fee is critical. Now, next year, 2020, we are going for mass adoption. And I do not mix my words by saying we are going for mass adoption. By 2020, we are going to the top tiers of the coins that the world systems are working with or intend working with. I want you to be aware that by 2020, institutions will be coming into the crypto space. I mean, high ranking institutions. They will be coming into the crypto space, and also big shots like Facebook are likely also to play out in by 2020. Telegram coin would also be coming in, and a number of other coins. Okay, I want you to know that the TBC administration and the league that are working with them are making sure that we are not left behind, that we are not relegated to the background, but that we also function as a lively community. Okay, now I want you to bear with me as I share my screen. Okay. All right. Now, the first thing I would want to talk about is the Kringle Cash. I think by now this particular page has expired, so I would need to log in again. And okay, now we've actually logged in. It's coming out. While it's coming up, I want you to understand something. Those of us who are looking at TBC as a system that is likely going to crash very soon, I want to quickly address some of you. Some of you are of the opinion that between now and next year, January, February, that the likelihood of TBC going down is about 70% or 80, or some of us are thinking it's 90. I want to draw your attention to some things. So those of you who are not aware, I want you to understand that this particular Bitcoin bounty contest has now been automated. Now, before I begin to bother or stress myself upon this, I want you to know that last week we made some reasonable returns. For you to have an idea of how much returns that the administration makes on a weekly basis, I want to share the broadcast of today with you. Now, I hope we are looking at it. Now, in today's broadcast, when you have your time, please do well to read. But when you look at these numbers, this is 5,556. I would want to do some little calculation with us. Now, that is 5,556. Now, these are the active members who paid their administration fee of about $25. Okay. Now, half of it goes to the administration. Now, that is to say, $12.5 goes to the administration. Now, I want you to understand that in 1 week, aside money that are being paid back to those who worked in building the TBC community, the administration had $69,450. This was the money the administration made in 1 week. Now, what does that imply? It clearly means that there is enough revenue that the administration is now having within the TBC community. Now, let's go to our Kringle Cash and also have a look at a number of other things. Now, the first to take note of is the previous meeting yesterday. It ended yesterday. Now, when you look into this particular one, you'll find out that please help me pause it. Help me pause that my list. Pause it. Don't. Thank you. Sorry, my apologies. My phone was ringing. So when you look at this particular page, you will find out that all these people are paid members who brought in people. I can say that these people are actually merchants. Now, this is 229, and the total number of contestants for English is about 578, which is a welcome progress. Now, this is just giving you an idea of how many people are coming into the TBC community on a weekly basis. I want you to understand that we're still in the distribution phase. As long as we are still in the distribution phase, what would happen is that there will be a spread from all countries of the world. This is Uganda, this is Nigeria, India, Ghana, and the likes. When you go down to 58, you find out that several countries from all over the world actually came to contest. Now, when we go to our meeting of today, you find out that these are the number of countries that contested. Now, this clearly shows that it is a progressive system and we are making good steps towards mass adoption. Now, those of you that are thinking that TBC will go down, I want you to understand that you have actually been misguided. The TBC community is getting stronger by the day. Now, there was an information that came to my notice by one of the members that were actually one of the top members in the community who was doing very well and was fortunate to have good fellowship with the administration. But somehow along the line, the person decided to his targets. He decided to build a system that he felt was reasonable enough to rival our system called the TBC, the Kringle Private Society. I wouldn't want to mention names, okay? The names are not necessary. But I want you to understand that if you are a member of this system, I want you to please do yourself a favor by becoming part of a TBC member and a devoted member for that matter. If you are not a devoted member within the TBC community, I want you to understand that over a short while from now, so many things will take place. And those things that are going to take place are going to automatically place you to where you belong. Now, so many of us do not to be properly placed. I want to throw more light about being properly placed. The administration has recently put in what we call automation into the system. The automation that the administration has put into the system is a system, the automation that the administration has put into the system is an automation that automatically place you to where you belong comes. Okay? Now, if you are not properly placed, then what will happen is that you are going to change your status from being a Tibetian into becoming a Kringler. Hold on, give me a second. I think I should address this matter. I'll be back shortly, please. All right. My sincere apologies for the interruption. Now, back to what I was saying. I was um I was talking about the TBC community and how strong we are by the day. Now, I want us to understand that at this level, we cannot be stopped anymore. Okay? We cannot be stopped anymore because we have become very, very formidable. And we are only getting better by the day. So, some of you who have decided to align yourself, okay, you have decided to align yourself with a system that is short lived or you think you are going to get your immediate benefits. I want you to sit down and have a second thought. I want you to rethink. The reason why I say you should rethink is because we are going for mass adoption next year. Okay? Now, the administration has a number of things that he wants to put into place. After that has been put into place, of course, that will be done between now and the end of this year. Then we prepare ourselves for what will be coming next year. I want you to understand that Bitcoin is doing very well. Okay? Bitcoin is doing very well, even though the value is depreciating. But I want you to know that by next year, more people are going to pay more attention to the community, TBC community, and they will begin to start looking down on Bitcoin because Bitcoin, each time you put your money there, you can lose value for your money. The TBC community has been able to withstand that kind of inflation or that kind of fluctuation. Now, when you go into the TBC community, and let's look into the current chart. When you go into the current chart, you'll find out that this has always been our trend. Though we go up and we go down, we all know the reason why all these things are happening. And then some of us are thinking that we have actually lost our values. That is because of this um, negative curve that is going downward. No, what is happening is that the grain gold market is actually not so stable and somehow it is influencing our value. You'll find out that our value between this point to this point has not even gotten to about a 15% decline. I don't think it has even gotten to a 10% decline. Now, we can dare to say that our values are still relatively stable. Okay, so we have value for our currency. As a TBC community or as a group of people, our value is pegged to the grain market value of gold. I want us to understand this very clearly. It is not backed up by gold. No, but it is what? Backed up by people. A group of people come together and we are weighed as grains of gold. Okay? Now, what I want you to know, and I want us to know it very well, is that automation has actually come into the system. And because automation has come into the system from the 1st of December, what would happen is that people who are purchasing $100 worth of Kringles are going to be given their reward according to how much they deserve. Now, the intent of the administration is to see that we complete the 1 million billionaires. Now, if we're able to complete the 1 million billionaires by that would be excellent. Now, that will clearly mean you wouldn't be able to get 1 TBC again. It will be impossible for you to get 1 TBC again. So if you are thinking that the opportunity of getting 1 TBC is always going to be there, I want you to have a second thought because when you come into this particular place called, um, okay, it's like my browser is hanging, but I do not know if I'm sharing my screen. Okay, okay, it has come back. Now let me share my screen again. Okay. Now, when you come to this particular place, which is our Kringle Cash, now I want you to understand that if you come into this Kringle Reward section, the Kringle Reward section is and the administration is making you to understand it the best way he can. If you read in this broadcaster's cookie reward, the admin is making you understand that these are the numbers he wants. And I've said this in my previous broadcast that the admin has gotten close to 500,000 Tibicians. Now, when he gets extra 1 million, what would happen is that over time, there will be a filtration process because of the automation that will be in the Kringle Private Society, because of the automation that will be in the Kringle Cash. These automations are going to help you. These automations are going to help you so that if you are working accordingly, you'll be properly giving your reward according to how much effort you've made. Now, so many people do not see this automation the way I do see it. But I want to tell you that without the admin doing anything, everything is going to just work naturally. In a short while from now, we'll be moving into our new blockchain. When we have moved into our new blockchain, everything will all be factored out based on automation. Okay? Now, I am also making you to understand that in a short while from now, the administration is also going to put in verifications so that you'll be able to check you'll be able to scan your details. I mean, your picture details and some other details that are relevant in your wallet. And then without doing this scans, you wouldn't be able to have access into your wallet. These are the things that the administration is working into. They are trying to make sure that everything is done what using technology, and it is done what doing using automation. Once this has been completed, I want you to understand that by the year 2020, we are going for what mass adoption. So please, if you are part of those who are building, I want you to continue to build it. Okay? In our Kringle society, just for today alone, in our Kringle society, just for today alone, someone has brought in 280 people, someone has brought in 128, someone has brought in 101, and the total number of contestants are 116. Now, when these things are happening, put this in mind that revenues are being generated and all the funds that are required to make TVC become stronger is now made clear and available to each and every one of us within the TBC community. So please, I would crave your indulgence. If you are dilly-dallying or you are thinking that the system will go down, have a second thought. Make your own sacrifices and pay your monthly admin fee. Because if you do not pay your monthly admin fee, what is going to simply happen is that due to the automation, you are going to find yourself in a place that you never wished for. By next year, TBC will become a real asset. How these things will happen will be a factor of how attentive you are to what and what you will see within the Kringle private society, within the Kringle Cash, within the blog. Make your blog your friend. Make your Kringle Cash your friend. And please, always give out your admin fee. Now, the last thing I want to tell you before I leave is this. We have about 5 days to go. We have about 5 days to go. And after 5 days, the opportunity to have one whole TBC will be there. Now, for those of you who would have one TBC, at least one TBC, I want you to do well to go into your education section and study the private section. If you're able to study this private section, then you understand the sense of responsibility that has been laden or has been placed upon you by having one TBC. Having one TBC as a gift is a good one, but there is a responsibility that is involved for you to uphold that gift. Okay? Actually, TBC, having Kringle coins, those coins do not really belong to you. It belongs to our community. And your responsibility, being a holder of that coin, is to make sure that you help in building the world and making it a better place. If you fail to do that, then what would happen is that in your own area of position as a TBC community member, I will say that you didn't do well. So you that may be a TBCian having one TBC, two TBC, as the case may be, I want you to know that you have been called for an assignment within the TBC community. The administration has a goal, and his heartbeat is to make the world a better place. The administration has a goal, and his desire is to see that the world is united in love and in respect. Nations are united and that they begin to work with each other in peace and in harmony. You being a member within the TBC community, your responsibility is to see that you help the admin in achieving his goal. Look at our numbers: 3,504,926. This is our numbers. And our numbers will continue to grow stronger because everything we need to make TVC a success, we already have it. Okay, now I will stop here. I think I've spoken enough. Although at some point I was distracted, but it's okay. I believe that in consequent broadcasts, I'm going to make things much more clearer. So let me see if there are people that has some informations to pass across to me. And I think this particular person, I would not want to listen to him because it appears he's a what do you call him? He's a troll. I can call him a troll because all he does is to come in and then rant. I do not accommodate, I do not appreciate people who come out of the woods and all they do is they want to rant. But I have not seen this person before. Let me hear what he has to say. Now, this is Ebenezer. He said, did we have future for TBC at all? We continue to pay $22. When is our payment going to end? Now, the first thing I want you to understand is that this matter was addressed in the Send Button meeting today, and you can liken your $22 for paying a utility bill or a utility fee, just like paying for your NEPA bills. You would never stop paying for your NEPA bills. You would never stop paying for your electricity. You would never stop paying for your gas. Now, as long as those things are being used on a daily basis, so will your $22 be paid on a monthly basis, except you don't have any intentions of using TBC for that month. But if you do have intentions for using TBC, then I think you would have to pay your monthly admin fee. Now, so many people still don't get some things, but see, I want you to understand. In previous times, TBC was concentrated in Africa, majorly in Africa. And it was like so many people had so many TBC coins. But you see, at this point, people now are confused. They really don't know what TBC is all about. Some are thinking that very soon they'll hear about the obituary of TBC. But that's unfortunate. That would never happen. Okay? So if you are in the TBC community, you have two choices. One, become a builder and help in building the TBC community. That's the first one. The second one is become a full timer who will cultivate the habit of paying their monthly admin fee by themselves and also giving an admin credit to their friends and their loved ones. These are the only two options that are available to you. If you refuse to play along with either of them, automation is going to properly place you. Now, it is not me that is doing the proper placement. It is not the administration. The system has already been designed to place you according to how much you have worked. I have said it before and I say it again that meritocracy is the system with which we operate within the TBC community. So, if you are in the community, you have to understand that you will grow the community, and each person that decides to pay $25, it's not $22. Please, I want you to be very clear. I want to make it very clear. It is not $22, it is $25. As many people who pay $25 on a monthly basis are seen as builders. Now, the half of the $25 goes to the person who brought them in, while the other half goes to the administration so that recurrent expenditures can also be undertaken and a number of other things can also be done. Now, I am not reading any information that comes from this other person because this person appears to be true and his informations do not coincide with my mind, first of all. Secondly, it does not coincide with the mind of the administration. So I want you to understand we have 5 days to go. Please take this initiative. Wake up and tell people around you. If there is anyone that has registered using your referral link, do well to encourage the person to pay the admin fee on the first. And paying the admin fee and having one TBC is a gift, but having that gift calls for responsibility. The admin will have excess of TBCians, but over time, he's going to filter them up so that they will become 1,111,111. And it is going to be through automation system. You would not know how those systems will play out. I also do not know how. But one thing I know is that those who do not build the TBC community and refuse to be active in paying the administration fee or in one way or the other contributing to the growth of the community, the automation is going to put you to where you belong. I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much for everyone listening and that will listen. Please, if you have liked my video, do well to subscribe to my channel and also click on the like button and also click on the bell button so that if I ever do another video, you would also be aware that my videos are live. Thank you very much. I think I closed at the right time, 29 minutes and some few seconds. So till we meet again, God willing, by Tuesday or by Wednesday, I do not know. But till we meet again, cheers and God bless you. Bye for now.